GBPUSD. Well, so far so good this week. The GBPUSD has been one of our most profitable trade this week, as we have been selling this instrument since the beginning of the week. So before we go into the details of what our expectations is going to be looking like for today, I want us to run through how the week started for us and what incited the idea of initiating a sell position in this particular market. So at the beginning of the week, let me zoom right in so that we can see things clearly. So at the beginning of the week, remember that we had our key level duly identified at the 1.3100 level. This was identified on our 4 hours time frame. And in this community, by now you know that when we have our key levels spotted, if price action continues to trade below the key level, we definitely want to be looking out for patterns and structures that will support the idea of selling that asset. Now, if you look at what is on this chart on the GBP USD, you will see that the most part of this week has been spent below that key level, which further emphasizes the strength of the sellers in this particular market. And coupled with the negative data coming in from the UK economic events, we realized that the buyers could no longer hold on to that momentum, hereby letting go, allowing the sellers to take over the market. Now, in addition to that key level here, we had a couple of more parameters, and one of them is the descending trend line, which we connected a series of lower highs since last week Friday to give us a beautiful trend line to work with at the beginning of the week. And one thing we agreed here on Monday was that as long as price remains below the ascending trend line, we shall be looking out for selling opportunities. But if price breaks out, then we definitely want to be looking out for opportunities to buy. Now, finally we observed a range where price action was confined between the 1.3100 and of course the 1.383082. And one thing we saw here, we saw the initial breakout of the structure actually, which I told you triggered my buy position, which of course went into a loss on that one. So it was an unfortunate start for me on the GBP USD before price action went to break down the support line to trigger a sell position, which moved about I think 30 pips thereabouts before this bullish traction began. And immediately we spotted this bullish traction here on Monday. We decided that probably this could be a sign that a bullish momentum will begin. And so right there we spotted this ascending trend line on Tuesday, which we said we are going to be using to guide our trading activity. That is, if price remains above the trend line, we feel comfortable in the buy position. And look at what we have here. Price action went on to break out of the descending trend line, retest of structure to incite a bullish momentum. So we took advantage of a buy here, which never lasted long before sellers come in to break down the ascending trend line to give us an opportunity to sell the GBP USD at this point. So we had a couple of positions. I think we had another position here. I don't know what happened. I think this was just mistakenly deleted. I don't know how that happened. So we had hold on a second, let me see if I can still okay, it was around this level here that we added another position to sell the GBP USD, and since then we have rode that move all the way to the downside. And as we can see here again, this morning, yesterday morning, we talked about this current position here, where we said we are going to be looking out for selling opportunities if price action remains below the 1.293, and currently we are in a sell position, which is running with about how many pips in profit at this point? That's about 36 pips in profit. And for those who are in this sell position, you definitely want to be moving your stop losses to break even at this point. So right now, with a well secured position, how do we intend to manage our positions ahead of the New York session today? Well, things are still looking very bearish, And to guide our trading activity for today, I was able to spot a descending trend line, which I think we can use to guide our movements today. Now, if you look at this, I connected a series of lower highs since the beginning of the week. Of course, price action has been bearish. So we have a beautiful descending trend line, which I was able to spot here. And what this simply means is that as long as price remains below this descending trend line, we shall feel comfortable in a sell position, while we also look out for more opportunities to sell. But if this trend line is breached to the upside, then we could probably be getting ready for another wave of bullish momentum. So for today now, we have a range where price action has been caught within since the early hours of yesterday, and that is the 1.296 and of course the 1.28850 level. So let's see how the market will be reacting to this level. Excuse me. So the lowest point for this week is around the 1.2885. So let's see if the market will break down that structure. And in fact, if the market does not break down this level, then we might probably be seeing a reversal pattern gradually unfold in the form of what will look like a double bottom structure. Excuse me, please. So if price action finds it difficult to break down the previous low, then we should be getting ready for a reversal pattern, as this might likely incite a bullish move. And if this reversal pattern forms, then the neckline situated at the 1.29600 area will be what we are looking forward to a breakout of to join a bullish momentum to the upside. So let's see if this bearish momentum will break down this 1.285, and if it does break down, then the potential of a reversal pattern will be negated, and the idea of a trend continuation to the downside will be what we'll be looking for to maximize the potential of this bearish move. So at this point in time, things are still looking very bearish. So let's look out for more opportunities to sell this one had the breakdown retest of the 1.2885. And remember that as long as price remains below this bearish trend line, we shall feel comfortable in our sell position. And the only condition that will make us want to buy is for us to see price action breach the trend line, and then we begin to see buying pressure above the trend line for us to join a move to the upside. That is the only condition here that will make us want to be buying the GBP USD for today. So right now it's looking bearish. We continue to look out for more selling opportunities in this particular market.